Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the Super7 Ultimate Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder. And I'm not a Super7 fan at all in the slightest. I think all of their product looks like it's way cheaper than it is, and it never is. It's always way more expensive than it should be. I reviewed one of the Ninja Turtles that go with this guy not that long ago and decided after that I'm not even going to open the remaining three. I sold them all off because they were just kind of booty for the price. Not my thing. I know some people like it, so that's why I'm reviewing it. This Shredder is a very popular version of Shredder. Some people are okay with Super7, so I thought, what the heck, let me give them a review. Let's see, maybe it's a good figure. You never know. I'll give them their fair shake. But I don't know what it is offhand. I think it's like $50, $55 for this guy, which is like Marvel Legends maximum pricing. It's not a maximum figure. They're lower quality than Marvel Legends, so I don't know. But let's go ahead and get them off the stand and take a closer look. Alright, before we look at the figure, let me show you my package. They have good packaging. I do think that's pretty nice. I like the big window front and center. Not quite center, but the figure's very obviously there, and then all of the accessories. Their packaging is way too big for what it needs to be, though. It's like double the thickness of what it needs to be. And like, who cares, right? But also, a lot of us have limited space, and it just seems silly that the packaging is so thick, unless they needed it because other figures were thick in the line and they wanted them to be consistent. I don't know, I don't care for it. Some artwork there. Otherwise, it's, pretty standard packaging, but it looks nice. It's good. No real complaints. Some more artwork there. And let's move on. This guy is in stock at Big Bad Toy Store, by the way. If you want to get one, I'll put a link in the description below. Maybe we can make it just a bit darker, and hopefully that won't be too dark. I don't want to wash out all the light spots. Alright, so he stands just about 20.5 centimeters, give or take, to the top of his head. I have him leaned forward, so that's about what it is. And that's going to make him pretty close to 8 inches. That's a big one. You know what? I don't remember if he's supposed to be that big or not. He's a lot taller than the Turtles, so keep that in mind. There he is up against Darwin. So he's way tall. He's not even in 7-inch scale, so I don't know what's going on. Unless this version of Shredder... Why is there so much dust here? This version of Shredder is super big. I don't remember him being super big. I always liked this version of the Turtles, but it wasn't something I watched regularly or anything like that, so you guys can let me know about that. Also, I just realized a thing. When I was doing my 3D modeling streams, people kept coming in and saying, hey, your samurai looks just like Shredder. And I was like, well, Shredder looks like a samurai, but doesn't look like this, so I don't know what you're talking about. Like, they look like samurais, but I didn't realize they were talking about this version of Shredder, which doesn't really look like Shredder. It just looks like a high-tech samurai with a claw hand. So yeah, that makes more sense by a lot now. I never even thought of that. But yeah, this Shredder, let's do a question of the day. Is this your favorite version of Shredder? And if not, which is? This is my favorite version of Shredder that doesn't really look specifically like Shredder. I think it's a really cool samurai design. But for me, Shredder, I think I probably have to go with the 90s cartoon, the purple and black with the bare arms. I like that look a whole bunch. Maybe sharpen him up a little bit, edge him up a little bit to make him look a little tougher. But yeah, I like the purple and gray and black look a lot. Alright, I also like the original red look too. Okay, let's get into the review. Does he look good? Well, he looks cheap as hell, honestly. First glance, like, the plastic's not great in his chest. Scuffs all across the front of the chest. Like, that's not cool. That's not cool. There's no paint really on this figure anywhere that isn't absolutely necessary. So it is a bunch of bare plastic. It looks really, really cheap, honestly. They did a good job with the little horn thingies, kind of. They're not exactly symmetrical, but they're not bad, and they don't break easily, so I mean, that's fine, I guess. His eyes are in there, they're painted well enough, but they're really hard to see because they're not super saturated. It just looks cheap. Every part of it looks cheap. If you look at the transitions from the gray to the black, the quality of the molding is also very poor. And then they have the wired belt piece, which I get the idea behind it. It's okay, but it's this thick felty material. There's one wire in it, which is okay, but then it is also super thick and chunky. And the way it connects to his body, it just looks ridiculous. He'd be basically having a thin blanket attached to his waist. So yeah, it's just more of the same from Super7, where it's just, it feels and looks really, really, really cheap. That's what it is. Now, you could repaint this guy and spruce him up a whole lot. The sculpt's okay for this stylization. Like, it doesn't have to be perfectly anatomically correct or anything like that. If you repainted this and redid the belt piece, the sash, he'd look nice. But as it is, it's just dull gray with dull purple with dull black. It's not super like shiny plastic, but it just doesn't look like a finished product. It looks like a test shot made in the right colors. It looks unfinished. It looks cheap. It's okay though, like proportionally it's fine. Like I said, the sculpt is okay. If you're willing to repaint, then you could definitely make this guy look good, but we'll have to go farther into this to see if the accessories are any good too. Yeah, it's fine. I think that's probably what I said about the turtles. It's not good. It's not worth the money at all, but it's fine enough. So if you really want this look, then you'll probably be okay with it, but you cannot expect it to be a fancy figure at all for I think it's $55, whatever it is. It's not. They're very low quality figures for the price point. This feels like a Jakks Pacific figure. All right, that's the level of quality you get from Super 7 in my experience. So for the price point, I'll give this guy a 6 out of 10. But if you don't care about the price point, he's like a 7.5. The sculpt is nice. The proportioning is nice. It's good enough. That's probably the best I can say. It's good enough. All right, now as far as accessories go, we do have the alternate head. It's reasonable. It's okay. There's a little bit of shading on it, but there's also a lot of scratching and smudges. So it's fine. You get his alternate hands. They swap out easily enough. They're okay. Reasonable assortment, and they do have vertical hinges for the gripping hand, so I'm fine with the alternate hands. And then the sword looks like crap. It looks really, really bad. The plastic they used looks cheap, and then the paint looks even cheaper, which is just my experience with Super 7. I've never handled anything from that company, and I've handled a few things. Some of their little figures, some of their bigger ones like the turtles. It all feels cheap and poorly put together. And then lastly, you get the Utrom or Utrom. Question of the day, how do you pronounce that? Utrom or Utrom? I've always said Utrom. But anyway, you get that guy, and he's painted okay, except even the purple thing is all scuffed up. So everything that you buy from this company feels like it came out of a garage sale. That's super offensive, but it's true. Everything I buy from this company feels like a little kid owned it 10 years ago. And it's being released as a modern new figure. So accessory-wise, 7 out of 10. The quality is not there, but the quantity is okay. I think that might be the worst thing I've ever said about a company. I didn't even mean it. I mean, I didn't mean it to be that bad, but yeah, their products feel like a 10-year-old used item. Oh, I like that. I'm going to stick with that insult from now on. Okay, so his head, it moves around some. Granted, he has the helmet, but it's very thick. Like, there's no real flex to it at all. There's not a bunch of movement. You're going to be able to rotate it and lean it up and down. I can't tell what's in there exactly, but it doesn't move a lot. It'll do. That's it. I do like that these shoulder pads are quite soft. They did a good job with that. Even though they're connected to the body, you can still raise the arm up nicely. And because they're so soft, they just flex a little bit and it doesn't look bad and it's functional. Obviously, you can't go straight up without it getting worse, getting weird. But, I'm totally okay with how that works so far. Even going backwards, they don't look bad because that super flexible material is nice. Something Hasbro could definitely use more of. Like, that's such a soft material. I love seeing that. So you get your bicep swivel. This piece is connected to the shoulder, but you can raise the arms up nicely. So his shoulders work well enough. Certainly not anything special, but it will get the job done. You'll be able to move his arms around without having too much trouble. You have a double jointed elbow here. It's technically pinless, so I guess it is a premium figure. I love that became a thing. Like, sure, pinless looks nice, but it's not a new thing at all. Anyway, it even wasn't when it became a new thing. It's fine. It works. You do get rotation out of it also, so if you need double rotation, so you have the bicep swivel and the elbow, you do get that. And he gets good range out of it, so that's okay. The wrists have a swivel and a hinge, and then the hinge is really tight on them, on a lot of them. But it's there, so if you need that, you have that. Now the torso on this guy, you would think it probably works. There's not really anything encumbering him, and it doesn't really do anything. It can rotate at both joints, but as far as actually being able to use that diaphragm joint, it's just floppy, and it doesn't go forward or back really at all either. So his torso is pretty much trash. It's just 2 swivels. So that sucks. These pieces are super flexible again, and they're separated, so that'll help some for posability. But let's see what his hips can do. He can go all the way out to the side, really. These aren't quite flexible enough to get it done, but it's fine. This is getting in the way. But yeah, he's got decent hip range, obviously. It's not a very good looking crotch at all. They counted on you not being able to see it. It's not sculpted at all. None of this is sculpted. It's just whatever needs to be there to hold the figure together. But you get the range. They're a little bit loose, but you get the range. Going forward, it's not great. It's not terrible. Again, too loose. going back, you do get a lot of range. You do get a thigh swivel, that's fine. And just like the elbows, you have the double joint in the knee. It'll rotate at both ends. It's way too loose at the top end. But as far as the range goes, you get decent range, but it is an ugly knee. There's like no knee to the knee. It's very, very skinny, hiding behind this piece. But you get decent enough range. It's a little bit better than 90, so that'll be okay. And then for the ankle, it's not, I was expecting a ball hinge, but it's not. It's just a regular fixed hinge, so swivel hinge. You get decent range though going forward and back. It's alright. The ankle rocker is fairly deep, so that's okay too. So it's fine. This is wired like I said, but kind of ugly. So yeah, his torso sucks, but his limbs are okay, and I think you'll be able to pose him enough. Like if you're really interested in getting this figure, as long as you know what you're getting into, you're not going to hate it. It's fine. If you're willing to repaint it, you're going to be way better off. It'll look nice, because the sculpt, even though it's kind of soft and the molds are crappy, it's not bad overall. It poses well enough. I think you'll be okay. I'm going to give his articulation a 6 out of 10. The torso is trash and there's too many loose joints, but it's functional enough. It goes back to what I said about the garage sale. If you know what you're getting into, if you're okay with a figure that looks like it came out 10 years ago and has been played with, then it's fine. They're way overpriced though. It's nuts to me that Super7 even exists, because I have never seen a product come from that company that looks like it's worth what they're charging. Yet they seem to be able to keep selling them. I just don't get it. I don't get it at all. I'm going to give this guy an overall rating of, if you don't care about the price, 7 out of 10. Perfectly adequate figure. If you are figuring in the price, then I'm going to go 5 out of 10, because it's got lower quality than a Marvel Legends figure at over a max, well, maybe not nowadays, but over a regular Maximum Figures price point. Granted, he's bigger, but the sculpt, like this is a very, very simple figure. So yeah, it's just overpriced and kind of crappy. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, but I'll be done there. So thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos just about every single day and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.